Hi everyone, Shika this side. Hope you are doing great and staying safe. So today I wanted to work on a project on based on travel theme. So I picked up one of the MDF board which was lying for a while in my stash. This is 8 by 8 MDF board, and I'm working on creating a travel project here. So what I've done is I have already gessoed the back side of the MDF with black gesso, and now on the front side I'm applying pattern paper with the vintage car on it as the main focal point. So So I actually started this journal with thinking of road trip in my mind, but eventually it turned out to be a travel art journal because I it happens. You start with something and it ends and becomes something else. So once I have glued down the page, which I'm trying here, because it's a thick pattern paper. It's I think 250 GSM pattern paper, so this paper was quite thick. Took me a while to paste it. So once that was done, it was a 12 by 12, so I'm just trimming it down um, to this MDF board. And once when this is done, what I'll do is I'll give this paper a coat of matte medium. The PVA glue is strong. I'm sorry for the ambient noises which you will be hearing. So once I have cut down the paper, I'm just making the edges soft and smooth so that it don't cut on my finger. Yes, we can get a paper cut if it's not if the corners are not smooth. So once that is done, here's the camel matte medium which I'll be applying. So the reason behind is what for making this project was I was collaborating with a friend, and we both decided on making something on travel on our journal. And at this point my heat tool from Ranger stopped working. It was just bad for me, but I had some Itsy Bitsy heat tool with as a backup because the Ranger one was acting up and it was not in stock, so I used the Itsy Bitsy one, dried the matte medium, and after that I applied a powder on the top surface because I'm planning to use Versamark embossing ink with the stencil. This is a new way I have recently discovered. Earlier I used Dabber, but Dabber sticks with the stencil, and you know it tends to uh, mess with the delicate part of the stencil. So I use this technique where I'm using a brush, makeup brush, along with the Versamark clear ink, and yeah, it did the trick. And now I'm using Distress glaze. This one is peel paint. So this technique I have seen Tim Holtz doing, where he was using a pinch of the Distress embossing glaze and putting it on the embossing ink. That will give you a nice blend of two colors or more. So that's what I'm trying here, using a teaspoon for this. So all you have to do is once you have pinched the color on the ink, you just have to start tapping it lightly. You don't have to be very hard with it. Gentle tapping is necessary, else all the embossing glaze will go away from the embossing ink. So I'm not going to put it back because it's mixed with two colors. I threw that little embossing powder. Yes, it hurt me. So I'm still, new with this kind of heating tool, which is very loud, noisy, and have a big blow of air. And it definitely, it's not showing in the video, but it did blew up some of the embossing paste while I was heating it. So yeah, I've been, as I was saying, I've been ruined by or pampered by the heating tool, but this heating tool went down real quick, like in 2 months. It went bad, and it's not easy to get Ranger heat tool here, so I have to work with what best is available in India. So once the embossing is done, I'm doing the archival ink with a pattern, swirling pattern, and once that is done, I am going to give a postcard pattern from the stencil. So I'm not using any structure paste or modeling paste today. It's not in the mood thanks to the heating tool, because the Ranger one gone bad and it's dead, and I'm still new to this particular tool, so was not using it. So that's why I avoided the modeling paste and structure paste, though I did had the mind of using the swirls for that, but after my ordeal with the embossing paste, I changed the plan. So these are the bits and pieces that I have planned to use on my project today. So right now I'm just trying to figure out where to place them and how to place them on the project. Yeah. So this doll which you are seeing is not a paper doll, it's a chipboard doll, which is another of the Tim Holtz Ideology product. So once I am decided with where to put all my bits and pieces, giving them I'm giving them edges with a vintage photo, and yeah, speed up the video so that you guys don't get bored looking at me doing it. I know when you're doing it, it's a nice thing, but on video, it kind of gets boring. So once all the items which I have decided to put on my project have been given an edge, I am gluing that down. And I have a very when I use this paper doll, there was one, after looking at her expression, I was like, okay, I have to use that code for my art journal today, my art project today. It's not an art journal. But before that, what I'm doing is I wanted this vintage car to stand out from the pattern paper, so I'm just giving a edge with the charcoal pencil so that it looks a bit like defined on the project. Yeah. So yes. So after looking at the girl's expression in the paper doll, I was too excited. I had one quote in my mind, and I was like, okay, I'll be using that, because whenever we used to go on long journey with parents when we were kids, that was the most important question I have to ask, because after 10 minutes of on the road, I used to get impatient, and by the time we have reached our destination, I must have asked this question from my parents so many times. So I thought, okay, I will be using this quote. Can you guess? I'm pretty sure that everybody has asked this question when they're going out with their parents. so many times. Are we there yet? Yeah. So that's the code I decided, and once I'm happy with how it turned out, I'm just placing it down. These special kind of alphabetical stamps are really nice, and I'm happy that I got it in time because one of the crafting site from where I have got it, it's been sold out for quite some time. So once all the elements which are glued down, I am giving an edge to the uh, board. First I started with the charcoal pencil, but the edges were not that evident, so you will see that I will move from charcoal pencil to distress ink in black soot. And again I started with a sponge, but again it was not giving the kind of impression I wanted, so I went back to the makeup brush which I have used earlier with the stencil and Versamark clear embossing ink. So yeah, so it's giving an edge is always one of my favorite thing to do on a project, because then it definitely brings the eyes to the center of the page or the project or the artboard which you are working on, and it gives a very nice detailing to the project. So this is done, guys. That's from my side. Hope you like it. See you in the next video. Bye for now. Bye.